Hello, friends. I am recording this now, and we are going to go on Facebook so everybody can have a special tot tuck in. And here we go. Not that Facebook page, another one. I hope everybody is cozy and comfortable after this long, gray, cloudy day. So we're going to get all set up here. So you can see streaming. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. It is Cantor Batami Moses here, and I hope you're all cozy and getting ready for a little wind down after the day, for a little tot tuck in, maybe even a little adult tuck in as well. I don't know where you all are, but right here in my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, it was a very cold and rainy, gray day. And you know what happens? You know what our job is when those kind of days happen? To bring the sunshine. That's right. To bring the sun into our hearts, into our heads, into our thoughts and our actions, and bring a little love and a little sun to everybody's world. And as we're ready or getting ready, maybe you're finishing up your dinner and getting ready for bath time and unwinding from the day, we think about all the things we are so grateful for and are so blessed, even on gray days. So we sing a little song. Baruch atah Adonai, thank you, God. Thank you for the rain. What are you grateful for? And thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. What else? Shout it out. And thank you for love. Baruch atah Adonai. Thank you, God. Thank you for artwork. You can see some beautiful artwork behind me. And thank you for music, because we love music. We're going to sing music. I sing music all the time in my head and outside too. Thank you for laughter. We need to do that more. And thank you for nature. Baruch atah Adonai. Thank you, God. Now, what's a song that makes us feel calm and quiet after maybe a busy, loud day? I like to sing a beautiful lullaby. And this is from a musical, actually. It's from the musical Peter Pan. And it reminds us, how do we unwind? How do we say goodbye to the things that we just had to do all day long? And now it's time to count our sheep and to get ready for sleep. And it goes like this. Tender shepherd, let me help you count your sheep. One in the meadow, two in the garden, three safe and happily fast asleep. Tender shepherd, let me help you fall asleep. asleep yet, because that song said we have to say our prayers. Ah, and you know, our prayers, a lot of them can be found right here in our Torah. Maybe you have something special, a lovey that you can give a little hug to. Maybe it's your brother, your sister, or your kitty cat, or your doggy next to you. And let's say our very special prayer that is in the Torah, the Shema prayer that reminds us to listen to each other, and to listen to God. That's a hard one, to listen to God. But we can remember that the Shema also is a reminder that we are all one, that God is one, and that we wish for one peace, one shalom. So let's sing our preparation song, right? Our Twinkle, Twinkle, Kochavim. Those are stars. Twinkle, twinkle, Kochavim, way up in the Shamayim, the sky. If we say the Shema today, everything will be okay. If we say the Shema tonight, everything will be all right. We sing the Shema with our hands too. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. That's right. So you all know, as much as I love singing songs, I love reading and sharing, telling, I would say sharing and telling stories. And tonight, I have a special story that we read in the Torah. We read this parsha, this portion last Shabbat, but we all know this story. It says, we're all in the same boat. Do you know who I'm talking about? Well, let's read. I think you'll remember that special guy that was saved. And when God decided, uh-oh, I made a mistake with the world, I'm going to start all over. But I love this story because we really are, all of us, in the same boat. And look at that. We have a special handwriting from Rabbi Zach Shapiro, who wrote this special book. He's one of our friends, and we love this. So, we remember this part of the story, right? It rained and rained so much that Noah had to build an ark to protect all the animals. At first, the animals were so excited about their upcoming trip. A few days at sea sounds so thrilling, they said to one another. But the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, and the animals were getting restless. Let's see what all the animals were doing. The ants were antsy, and the bees. Where are the bees? Oh my goodness, look at this. And the bees were bored. I couldn't find the bees. The camels were complaining, and the dogs were demanding, and the elephants were enraged. Let me see that enraged face of yours. And the foxes were frantic. And the giraffes were grumpy. And the hyenas were hysterical. I like that one. The iguanas were impatient, and the jaguars were jittery, and the kangaroos were kicking, and the llamas, they were livid. And the moose were mouthing off. They got some checkers and some coffee, but they weren't being very nice to each other. And the orangutans were obnoxious. I don't like that word. Oh, I forgot the nightingales. The nightingales were nagging, and the orangutans were obnoxious, and the penguins were pacing, and the quails were quick-tempered. Who are these silly guys? And the rabbits were rowdy, and the snakes were squished, and the toads were tense, and the umbrella birds were unbalanced, and the bulls were vexed, and the worms worried, and the oxen were exasperated, and the yaks were yelling, and the zebras were zoned out. And they all blamed this guy, Noah. And Noah took a deep breath, Will you take a deep breath with me? And hollered, "We're all in the same boat." What do you think the animals did after they heard that? For the first time, there was silence. Look at those animals, they're shocked. But then a funny thing began to happen. What happened? The ants apologized and the bees behaved, and the camels were cooperative, and the dogs were diligent, and the elephants were enthusiastic, and the foxes told fables, and the giraffes made gifts, and the hyenas were still hysterical, and the iguanas invited the jaguars to jam. Check it out, jamming with all their instruments. And the kangaroos played kickball while the llamas laughed. And the moose were merry, and the nightingales were neighborly, and the orangutans organized their toys. Oops, can you see that? And the penguins held a party where the quails quoted rhymes with the rabbits. Look at that party. And the snakes stretched, and the toes were tuckered out, and the umbrella birds uprighted themselves, and the bulls volunteered to keep watch with the worms. The oxen were exhausted, and the yaks began to yawn, and the zebras crawled into bed to catch their Z's. And as Noah tucked his animals in for the night, and the ark sailed on with the promise of peace. And what this story teaches us, right? They were literally in the same boat, in the same ark. But there's a metaphor there. There's a story that we're not just physically in the same boat when we all have the same experiences, that we can understand other people's pain and other people's joy and other people's sorrow. And, the animals, they had each other, right? And poor Noah had to make sure they all behaved and they all cooperated. And when we understand that other people feel the same way, it's a lot easier to have peace, have shalom. So friends, if you have your stuffed Torah or maybe a stuffed Dobie, a stuffed bear, then let's cuddle up and get some more hugs, more cozy hugs as we sing a couple lullabies and get ready for bedtime. Be'ado avki ruchi tishan ve'ayira ve'im ruchi keviati Adonai li velo ira. As I lay you down to sleep, I pray to God your soul to keep in the shelter of God's wings. May you be a blessing. May the angels guard your nights. May you wake in radiant light. May you shine as stars above. May you always know love. Be'ado avki ruchi tishan ve'ayira ve'im ruchi keviati Adonai li velo ira. Adonai li velo ira. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomerenu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu shomerenu lechaim. It's time to go to sleep. Sweet children, it's time to rest your eyes. Our day was filled with joy and laughter, and now it's time for slumber. I love you with all my heart and with all my soul. I wish you peace and golden dreams, my love, my light. Good night. So sleep, my child, dream, my child. I'll watch over you. Sleep, my child, best believe, my child, nothing's gonna harm you. Sleep, my child, dream, my child, I'll watch over you. Sleep, my child, best believe, my child, nothing's gonna harm you. And we say Chalumot Paz, which means golden dreams. And you have a safe, sweet, peaceful sleep tonight. Laila Tov.